Number 10. The function y equals f of x is graphed in the standard xy coordinate plane as shown. Which of the following values is the average rate of change of the function from x equals 1 to x equals 3? So when they say average rate of change in this situation, they are wanting me to find the slope. And they're wanting us to look at two different points. Let me make them two different colors. They want me to find the one at x equals 1. So when x is 1, right here, is where the dot is going to be. So let's put the dot right there. Whoops. Don't know where that went. So this is over 1 and up 4. And then when x is 3, so that's over here, x is 3, and the dot would be right here. So when x is 3, y is negative 4. So we're looking at that section of graph. Let me just mark that off with a color. Let's do yellow. We're looking at that section of graph between those points, that yellow section right there. So we need to find the slope of this graph between those points. So I'm going to use the slope formula, which is rise over run, or change in rise over run. So y sub 2 minus y sub 1, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And I always like to label my points just so I wouldn't get them confused. So I'm going to let this be x1, y1. And then this will be x2, y2. And I'll use those values in my formula. So y sub 2 is negative 4. Y sub 1 is 4. X sub 2 is positive 3. And x sub 1 is 1. So I end up with a negative 8 over 2. And that gives me a negative 4. That negative makes sense to me because this section of the graph is dropping. It's falling, so it is negative. So I'm looking for negative 4 as my answer. And I like A on that one. The average rate of change is negative 4. Now that's not necessarily true between two given points, but it's the average rate of change in that section of the graph.